The dawn of Donald Trump's second term in 2025 brought with it a familiar refrain, America First. This nationalist agenda, a cornerstone of his first presidency, returned with a vengeance, shaping both domestic and foreign policy. The world watched with a mix of apprehension and anticipation as Trump, emboldened by his re-election, promised to put American interests above all else. This time, however, the stakes seemed even higher. The global landscape had shifted, alliances had frayed, and the international community braced itself for another 4 years of Trump's unpredictable leadership. Trump's America First philosophy resonated with his base, who saw it as a long-overdue correction to decades of globalist policies. They cheered as he vowed to bring back jobs, renegotiate trade deals, and reduce America's involvement in foreign entanglements. However, critics both at home and abroad worried that Trump's inward-looking approach would damage America's standing in the world and undermine the rules-based international order. Trump's first 100 days in office did little to assuage these concerns. His actions on the world stage were often unilateral and confrontational, alienating allies and empowering rivals. From trade disputes to military withdrawals, Trump seemed intent on upending the status quo, leaving a trail of uncertainty and instability in his wake. The world held its breath, wondering what the next 4 years would bring and whether the damage to America's global reputation could be repaired. One of the most immediate and far-reaching consequences of Trump's America First agenda was the reignition of global trade wars. Trump, long a critic of multilateral trade agreements, doubled down on his protectionist instincts, slapping tariffs on goods from China, Europe, and even close allies like Canada. He argued that these tariffs were necessary to protect American jobs and industries from unfair competition, but the move sent shockwaves through the global economy. The impact of Trump's tariffs was felt far and wide. Businesses and consumers alike grappled with rising prices, while supply chains were disrupted and economic growth slowed. The International Monetary Fund warned of a potential global recession, urging countries to work together to resolve the trade disputes. However, Trump seemed unfazed by the criticism, insisting that his hardline approach was necessary to secure better deals for America. The trade wars also had significant geopolitical implications. China, the primary target of Trump's tariffs, retaliated with its own levies on American goods, escalating the conflict into a full-blown trade war. The European Union, caught in the crossfire, also imposed retaliatory tariffs, further straining transatlantic relations. Trump's aggressive trade policies seemed to be pushing the world towards a new era of protectionism and economic nationalism, with potentially disastrous consequences for the global economy. Section 3. A World Adrift, Shifting Alliances and Global Uncertainty. Section 4. Domestic Unrest and the Future of American Democracy.
Trump's first 100 days redrew the global map, not geographically, but diplomatically. Long-standing alliances like NATO were shaken as he questioned their value and demanded more burden sharing. At the same time, he extended a surprisingly warm hand to strongmen, Putin, Xi, even Kim Jong-un, signaling a shift from traditional diplomacy to a more transactional, personality-driven approach. He pulled the United States out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, signaled intent to renegotiate NAFTA, and set the stage to exit the Paris Climate Agreement. America First wasn't just a slogan, it was a foreign policy reset. To allies, it meant uncertainty. To rivals, opportunity. And for the world, it marked the end of predictability in United States leadership. Trump's first 100 days didn't just spark political debates, they ignited nationwide unrest. The Women's March. The airport protests, the town hall uprisings. Millions mobilized in defiance. It wasn't opposition, it was resistance. Meanwhile, Trump called the media the enemy of the people, questioned judges and clashed with the intelligence community. Institutions were strained, and democratic norms, once taken for granted, were suddenly up for debate. Division became the strategy. Truth itself became contested. And beneath the chaos, one question loomed. Was American democracy being tested or quietly
Press the like button and subscribe for more amazing content.